Go the extra mile. Be that guy. Be that person. The person that's willing to put in the extra work. Put in the extra details. Put in all those fine details to get whatever they want, to be successful. Be the person that's doing it when no one else is. Be the person to do it just because. Be the person that goes the extra mile because you know it's going to get you to a place where no one else has gone before, right? Maybe you don't know anybody that has been successful. So that should push you even more. That should push you even more to put yourself in a position where you know you're going to be able to win. Go the extra mile because you don't hear too many people doing that. Do it because that's just your work ethic. And you're disciplined enough to do it anyways. And if you're not disciplined now, you can teach yourself to be disciplined. And then you can teach yourself to keep going that extra mile. Or you can teach yourself to go that extra mile, to put that extra work in. Right? Do it when no one is looking. Because you don't need a show. You don't need an audience. Because who's going to watch you anyways? Because no one notices. No one notices when you're putting the extra work in. No one notices when you're putting in the hours. When you put in that extra hours. People will only tend to notice, right, when it's displayed in public. People only tend to notice when your success goes public. And then people can see what you have on display, because it gets to a point where you can no longer keep it in captivity. Right? It just starts pouring out of you. So it's not something that you can hide anymore. Right? And that's when you know you've gone the extra mile. That's when you know you put in all the work that you know you can. When it starts to pour out that you can't even hold it back anymore. You can't hide it from anyone else anymore. It's impossible. But go the extra mile just because you know that's the sacrifice that you have to make. And you can look at people, role models, public figures nowadays in the present right now. People like LeBron James or Steph Curry, Michael Jordan, right? You can learn from those people because they're the greats. There's people that have already done it that you can learn from. Those are perfect examples of people that go the extra mile, that put the extra work in, right? Because you see how it pays off for them. And if you see how it pays off for them and you want that life too, then you can have it. It doesn't matter what field you're in, right? It doesn't matter what you do in your life. It doesn't matter what path you take. What really matters is what you do with your time, how disciplined you are, how consistent you can be, how patient you can be, how much faith you have, right? How much respect you have for yourself, and how much love you have for yourself. Because all these things will transfer into what you do. And if all these things transfer into what you do, the outcome will present itself into success. The outcome will ultimately be success. I don't think it can be any other way. How can it be any other way? It definitely can't be failure. If you have all these qualities that go into the work that you put in, and the extra work that you put in especially. It can never be failure, because that's not something that you accept out of yourself. You don't accept failure from yourself. And how could you? How could you accept failure after all the work that you've already put in? You didn't come this far just to come this far, right? You didn't come this far just to stop now, to be stagnant and idle. That's not how that works. Then that means you did it for nothing. And you're not a person that does anything for nothing. You have a purpose behind what you do. And even if you're still trying to find your purpose, and you feel like you're going into something blind, it doesn't matter. As long as you have that faith behind it, as long as you have that small, even if it's the smallest speck of an inclination that you know you're doing something right, or it's something that you feel is right deep down inside, you can feel it still, then that means you need to keep going. Because you never know what can come out of that work that you put in every single time. Every single time that you show up and you put in that work, and then you put in the extra work, then you can't fail. It will never happen. And you can't see them, right? You could see them as failures if you want to. But really, they're just lessons that you learn. You can fall, right? We're all gonna fall. We're all gonna fall. It happens. We're all gonna make mistakes. Things happen in life that cause you to fail or make mistakes. And whatever you do, it is a part of the process. And that's something that you have to understand. No matter what you do, a failure, a mistake is part of the process. But those things turn into lessons, and then you take from that and you put it into the next endeavor, or you keep going and you put it into the next thing that you do. You use it as fuel, right? You use it as something that you can work off of and not let it deteriorate your passion for what you do. Not let it break you down. Instead, you build upon it like you know you're supposed to. So it doesn't matter what it is. As long as you continue, right? As long as you keep showing up, as long as you put in the work, you can never fail. You won't ever fail. Ever. So keep showing up. Keep putting in the work. Even when you're tired. Right? Even if you work a job. Even if you work 2 jobs. Even if you go to school full time. Even if you go to school part time and work part time. Or if you go to school full time and work part time, vice versa. Whatever the circumstance is for you. Whatever situation you're under. If you have the time, put in the work. And if it's something that you really want, you're going to do that. If it's something you want to succeed in, you have to do that. It's no longer something that you want. It becomes a need for you. It becomes a need for you to put the work in. You have to put the work in to become successful for you. To prove it to yourself that you can. No one else matters but you. Right? You're not doing it for anyone else. It doesn't matter about anyone else. The only person that matters is you. And the work that you put in for you. And that's that. So continue. Don't stop. Keep going. Because you have a reason. Keep finding your purpose. Continue your passion. And keep putting in the work. And then put in the extra work. And then see where that gets you. Everything I just said is simple, not easy. Love y'all, man. Peace, yo.